I want to show you a little bit about the Services app, specifically how we can use different arrangements to communicate things well to our teams and to the worship arts team as a whole when planning our services. So generically, our songs all of our songs have one arrangement to them, and we have just dropped all of our files into one place. That's great and dandy because everything is accessible and findable, but we can do one step better to communicate to our teams better. So you'll notice on this song, and a lot of our traditional songs, we have several versions to it. Like this Be Thou My Vision is a classic. We have a D revised. We have a Paul Luthi version, just a C document, and Be Thou My Vision, and with BSF, Andrea's, and even an MP3. I want to show you how to clean this up a little bit so that your team can access things well. The first thing, if you have a version of the song that doesn't match the one that currently exists, we're going to make a new arrangement for that so that your new version or your new chords exist in a separate place but still findable. So the add button here, we're going to add. We're going to start with Andrea's. We're just going to call it Andrea. That's maybe not always the best naming tool, just to name it after a person, because we end up using each other's stuff. However, if you don't have a good name for it, let's just leave it as that. But Andrea will use that. We'll go ahead and we'll assign a key of D. We know that there's at least one copy in the key of D here. And we do have to select a venue. That's one of the requirements when we put in a new song. So we'll leave that alone. We don't need to import lyrics or a chord chart or anything because we actually already have files. We could do that if we wanted to, but we don't need to. So we're going to submit. Now notice we have two different kinds here. And we have the arrangement in the key of D. If I go back to this arrangement, all I have to do is drag this file and hover over Andrea, and it goes into that one. I do happen to be pretty confident this one belongs there as well. I think I looked at that last week. But I'll need to confirm. I'm just doing it quickly right now. This Be Thou My Vision, the arrangement file, we're actually going to put on the key of D where it belongs. And then this MP3, we actually want to put MP3s on the arrangement file. So we're not going to attach them to a specific key. You will always have access to it. Everyone will always have access to it if you attach it to the arrangement. But we're not going to attach the MP3s to a specific key. Now, I also have a sneaking suspicion this is actually a recording of Andrea's arrangement, and so we're going to drop it there and we'll clean that up. The second thing that we have here, Be Thou My Vision, these are all, notice they're in documents. Documents is not a super helpful format for them to live in on Planning Center because we can't use them. We can't use the document as a file for like our iPads when we lead from iPad. So moving forward, the goal is to get these all into a PDF. And if you ever need help doing that, I can show you. This does work for now, but the goal is to get them all into PDF. Now, if I go back to Andrea, oh, do I need to reload? Where did things go? They didn't go. Sad. Okay, we'll try again. Andrea and BSF will move over there as well. Let's see if they went this time. There they are. It conveniently actually attached them to the key of D for us. That was lucky. If they didn't, we could just drag them over to the key of D where we needed them to be. Now, we have one more here. We need to add a Paul Luthi. And we don't need to do the key. We can leave that. Oh, I take that back. I'm wrong. In the key of C. And it's for contemporary services. We don't need to upload anything. We'll leave that alone. Now, Paul Luthi, drag it over to Paul Luthi, and it attached for us. So now when Paul Luthi goes in and assigns that he is going to do this song in the key of C, his team will only see this one file, and so they will know that they have the correct chord chart. Likewise, Andrea, I will clean up between these two. I think they're the same file, but if they're not, we'll make them into a separate, and we'll create a BSF in the key of D, and we'll call it contemporary submit, and we would just go like this and create it in a separate space so that if we needed the BSF version, we could get the BSF version. I will look through those and make sure this is correct. But if this doesn't make sense to you, if you need help, let me know. Again, the goal is just to be able to communicate clearly to our teams and to give a clean version of the song to the worship arts crew so we can get slides correct. Thank you, guys.